Nigel Cecil, equity as you like it.
A question answered in this video, Chuckabutt, is who do you think owns the Oldham Coliseum building in which the Oldham Coliseum Theatre performs?
Especially for Nigel's equitable friends.
Greetings, Chuckabutties, strawberries and love to all my equitable friends on a glorious sunny afternoon.
Cobblers to your equitable friends!
And cobblers to you too, but I'll still send you strawberries and love. Hello, Chuckabutties. Thank you for joining me. Moi, Nigel Cecil, an entertainment entrepreneur, and my equitable friends will know, with the Helios Theatre in Slough Square, the Medallion Theatre at Deansgate Circus, and of course all my venues with the Helios Theatre Group across the 4 nations of the United Kingdom. And as an entertainment entrepreneur, on behalf of my equitable friends and others who are interested in show business matters in the United Kingdom, I respond to their emails and Twitters and all sorts of things to give the benefit of my invaluable, yes, invaluable, it is indeed, Hilary, my invaluable experience. Now, the last 2 videos in this info entertainment, 107 and 108, were dealing with Save the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, a campaign being run by Equity UK, the trade union in the United Kingdom for actors, variety entertainers and other creatives. Now, this campaign, Save the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, well, it's raised some interesting questions. As I explored in videos 107 and 108, what are the full facts? Now, last Tuesday, Equity organised a public meeting in Oldham at the Oldham Coliseum Theatre. A public meeting last Tuesday, the 21st of February, at the Oldham Coliseum Theatre. And you went along, didn't you? And apparently, so I've heard, it was a very well organised meeting between 300 and 400 members, either the public or members of Equity, attending. And I understand congratulations for the organisation are due to go to the Northwest Organiser official, Paul Liversley, because it really was well done. So, from my equitable friends, acclaim to Paul and all those attended who took part. But the Arts Council weren't there, and apparently no one was there from Oldham Council. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with the General Secretary of Equity once again tweeting this type of message. It's not too late, say the tweets, for the Arts Council of England to reverse its decision, or indeed address the fact that they have been reckless. Now, are those comments from the Equity General Secretary and Equity in general as well, based on a real desire to save the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, or the fact that in 2019, the General Secretary, then the West End organiser, expressed this opinion? Abolish the arts councils and give the funding power to the workers. That seems to be the message that the now General Secretary believed in back in 2019, elected in July 2020, was it? Yes. Anyway, that was the message. Now, is the General Secretary and caucus of activists within Equity still driven by that mantra? abolish the Arts Council and give funding power to the workers. Now, if that's the case, are they actually getting to the basic facts? Because when you say, save the Oldham Coliseum, are they talking about the jobs, the opportunities for equity members and other creatives and all those associated with a theatre keeping their jobs and their opportunities for work? Or are they talking about saving the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, the building? Now, of course, you'd say, well, yes, it's important we save the building, and it's important, more important, we save the jobs. But it's been pointed out to Nigel since Tuesday. Yes, I learn things sometimes at short notice. Nigel, I was asked, who owns the Oldham Coliseum Theatre, the building? Is it the Arts Council? Is it Oldham Coliseum Limited, that's actually the theatre group, or is it someone else? Yes, well, here comes a tale. You're ready for the answer? Well, let's just see what Oldham Coliseum Theatre was saying about needing a new venue. And we'll tell you who the owners are after this. The Oldham Coliseum Theatre there explaining the need for a new location, as the building was built in 1887 and it's no longer fit for purpose. It's coming to the end of its life. Indeed, in 2012, it received a refurbishment grant of £2 million that enabled it to supposedly carry on, and it did, until 2022. But presumably, that grant went to the owners of the Oldham Coliseum building. And the owners, wait for it, Oldham Council. Oldham Council are the landlords, the owners of the Oldham Coliseum Theatre building. Now, I can understand the heartfelt attachment one has to a building where one's worked, one's crafted one's skills and had wonderful memories of working there. But if a building's come to the end of its life and the owners have had a grant of £2 million for refurbishment, what's going on? Has anybody said to Oldham Council, excuse me, as the owners of the building, what are you doing? And what about this new location? Now, Chronic Oldham, that other Twitter account I mentioned, has actually said, well, Oldham Council, well, they tend to waste money. Now, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just expressing a point of view that's been put on Twitter. Indeed, Chronic Oldham has said this. Other views expressed on Twitter, those by Chronic Oldham, but setting them aside, Equity only seem to be focusing on negative things about the Arts Council, as though Arts Council England are the be-all and end-all of everything. But you see, Oldham Council, for years now, and apparently in discussion with Oldham Coliseum, have been thinking about a new venue. Indeed, here's a vision, a pictorial vision of the new venue. A wonderful vision there for a new venue for the Oldham Coliseum. But how far along the path of building that is Oldham Council? Especially, one should ask the question, equitable friends, because apparently Oldham Council have had additional millions of pounds in funding to enable that venue to be built. So what's happening? Yes, well, having said that, the Arts Council of England have responded since my video on Tuesday or Wednesday, was it? I lose track of the days now, Hilary. Yes, don't you dare say it's old age. No, it's just to have an enthusiastic inquiring mind as an entertainment entrepreneur. But it seems the Arts Council have responded also to what's been published in the national press that blames the Arts Council. Now, first of all, they've said, and I'm only just putting this view forward to establish fairness all round, the Arts Council have said that they have to afford due diligence as to how they give out the funding because it's public money. And in saying that, they've actually highlighted a problem with Oldham Coliseum. Though what they've made clear is it's not their responsibility to either publish any details of applications from Oldham Council or from Oldham Coliseum Limited for that matter, because that's confidential to the applicants. So if Oldham Coliseum want to make it public, that's up to them. And if Oldham Council want to make it public, that's up to them. All the Arts Council are saying is they believe they've applied due diligence in making sure the funds are well spent. So here's some comments from the Arts Council. As you will see from that statement there from the Arts Council England, they appear to believe that Oldham Coliseum Limited has been facing some financial and governance challenges for some time. Now, that's rather unfortunate, and maybe equity can help with that by giving some advice and having discussions. But also the Arts Council England go on to say this about Oldham Council and the building. The Arts Council there stating in their press release that they fund the Oldham Coliseum Limited, that's the actual group, and they don't directly fund the building at all because that's owned by Oldham Council. And as you will see, it clearly states that the responsibility for the building is Oldham Council. Now, that still doesn't really explain why Oldham have got that £1.84 million ring fence for the cultural development and making sure, theatre and the arts continue in the Oldham area. But again, one has to ask Oldham Council that, because confidentiality apparently means the Arts Council of England are not able to disclose. So, where does that leave us, Hilary? Let's just refresh something. Harking back there with that caption to the very good public meeting organised by Equity at the Oldham Coliseum last Tuesday. Well done again, Paul Liversley. But yes, where was the other Paul? Was the other Paul Fleming, the General Secretary there, Hilary? I don't know. My equitable friends are asking me that, though I'm sure if they had been there, we would have known about it. But one would have thought that the General Secretary of Equity would have been there, wouldn't they? So where does that leave us? Because the mantra that appears to have the greatest credibility within Equity at the moment is abolish the arts councils and give more funding power to the workers. But it would appear that it's not as simple as that, because the Arts Council, with their funding opportunities, aren't directly to blame for the state of the building, which is owned by Oldham Council. So surely demanding that the Arts Council reverse their reckless decision isn't going to help the building, because the building appears to have major problems. Oldham Council, What have you got to say? Have Equity been in conversation with you, Oldham Council? I don't know. Maybe that's because it's a Labour-controlled council. Am I allowed to mention party politics and things like that? Well, my equitable friends have. But there we go. It's over to you to think about it and say, what should we do to resolve the situation for all the members in the entertainment profession and ancillary workers so their jobs are maintained? A producing house theatre is very important. Yeah, my Joe-Rooney now. You've left it here. What have you got for me? Something topical, Hilary. Yes, my Joe-Rooney. Knock, knock. Knock, knock, yes. Who's there? Noah. Noah who? Noah is the winter of our discontent. Richard III, Shakespeare. Yes, well, of course, we're coming into spring, so maybe if everyone gets together in Oldham, including the Oldham Council, Oldham Coliseum Limited, and the Arts Council, we may be able to come up with a little bit of sunshine as we move into spring. And of course, with spring, I always like my Shakespearean strawberries. So please, everyone, let's cooperate and see if we can save the Oldham Coliseum and that cultural opportunity and developing the culture and arts ecology in Oldham for all the communities. Good luck, Chuckabutties. Strawberries and love to you.
Nigel Cecil, Equity as you like it.